Hi and welcome to all the viewers joining us out there. Double header on Saturday. And looking at the card, the first race is due for 12:05. The Turffontein stand-side track. Over 800 metres is the first race. So the baby race is over 800 metres. And just having a look at the early betting. Just before we do that, we're going to welcome Alistair Cohen on the line. Alistair, how are you doing?
Yeah, all good, thanks, Sheldon. Nice double header to sink our teeth into on the Saturday. Obviously, Hollywoodbets Kenilworth and also the meeting at Turffontein. Jackpot carryovers attached to all meetings this weekend. So suggested bet is the Jackpot one, which is targeting R1 million at both venues. I don't actually mind the card, to be honest. We'll give punts a little bit of a spoiler. I love the next Thursday's card, but we'll get through this hopefully with a little bit of money in the pocket.
Right, let's start off with the 800 metre Scurry, where the early money has come for number 8, Montana Light. Gavin Larena for Johan Janse van Vuren from 2-1, down 15-10. Number 7, Blue Velvet, who came to Scottsville last time out. KwaZulu-Natal, a fair fourth behind the Sterling. And then we go out to number 5, Ready, Set, Fire at 5-1. Tell us a bit about number 8, Montana Light. Are the dogs barking about this daughter of Master of My Fate?
Sheldon, the answer to that is yes. The dogs are barking. They're barking quite loud. I'm obviously currently, about 1,400 kilometres away from Turffontein Racecourse, and the dogs are barking as far out as the Cape about this daughter of Master of My Fate. You would ordinarily say, Master of My Fate could have 2-year-old winners, but I remember the mother. She was trained by Lucky Hudalakis, Joan Ranger, and she was precocious. I think she won a feature. If she didn't win a feature, she was placed on one of the big features, but she was a good 2-year-old that trained on and won races early. So there's definitely a bit of precociousness to the family. Obviously, the experience that number 5, Ready, Set, Fire has, and number 7, Blue Velvet, make them probably a little bit more interesting than they would ordinarily be in a couple of months' time. So I'd expect number 5, Ready, Set, Fire to probably have the edge of the race runners. But the noise is loud about number 8, Montana Lights. And the bottom line is she doesn't need to be a world beater and be capable of winning any grade 1s as a 2-year-old to be able to win this race, even if she is seriously talented.
That'll take us on to the opening leg of the Jackpot, which is race number 2. Once again, an 800 metre Scurry, where number 7, Simply Majestic, is 18-10. Number 3, Kindred Heart, is at 5-2, and then you can get 5-1 and better the rest. Let's start with number 3, Kindred Heart, from the Brett Crawford stable. They've been sending out winner after winner with Kabela Matsanyani aboard, and the comment was restless, good pace on debut.
So, Sheldon, I haven't heard anything about the first-timers in this race, which leads me to believe the race runners here have a serious advantage. And obviously, the best form on offer comes between 3, Kindred Hearts, and 7, Simply Majestic. If you just isolate the times, there shouldn't be too much between them. I don't like comparing times on different days, but over the same distance, when there's not much distance between the starting stalls and the finish line, maybe you can get away with drawing comparisons. Simply Majestic beaten 6.5 lengths, Kindred Heart beaten 3 3.75 lengths. Obviously, the Famous Lady race was running about a second slower. I don't think there'll be much to choose between them. So if the race runners are going to hold the advantage, I'd expect them to run 1-2. I don't see number 4, Queen of Fire, improving quickly enough, and neither Ultimissimo, number 8 on the card. And as mentioned, the first-timers aren't responding too strongly in the market. Of the first-timers that might have some precociousness into their blood to ignite the lights, and 6, She's a Miracle. So if they look well going down to the start-off, there is a touch of money. Perhaps consider them in the opening leg of the Jackpot. Obviously, this is the hand we've been dealt in a 9-race card, having one baby race as part of the first leg of the Jackpot. So you got an advantage of at least watching them go down to the start before you structure your bets with regard to the first-timers. I must confess, I'm leaning towards number 3, Kindred Heart, over number 7, Simply Majestic. But the way I see it is that it's either way for me.
Place Accumulate commences at 13:20. It'll be over a distance of 1,600 meters. And just looking at the betting, number 2, Forgiveness, is currently at 5-2. And then we have number 11, More Than All, at 4-1 from 11-2. So the money's come for number 11, More Than All. Before we get to those two runners, number 3, Regal Daughter, from the Candace Dawson stable. You'll know a lot about the daughter of William Longsword, returning from the rest. How's she doing?
The rest has not been for any other reason than that every time she gets nominated in a maiden plate, she draws in the bush. So it's not like she's been set back or had any issue or anything. She's been on the boil for a while. So don't read into that. She should be fit enough to run her race here. The idea is that she's only going to get into her own over 1,800 meters, 2,000 meters, perhaps further, because the mother was placed in the Volkerbosdrift Oaks in her generation of a 3-year-old. I think she'll run well. I think she's found a reasonable little race here. She'll be in the first 4. She'll be in the first 3, I actually think. Number 3, Regal Daughter. With a bit of luck, she might be able to get into the number 1 box. But I've been more confident with Dawson runners in the past, but confident enough that she will be in the first 3. I actually like the 2 at the bottom of the page, 11 and 12. The fact that there's money on number 11 more than all makes me believe that she's ripe and ready to run a big race. Her first run in Joburg was below expectation. That was such a weak race, Sheldon. So initially, I looked at number 11 more than all and thought, I'm going to try and beat her here. But now there has been a bit of money, it makes me believe that she's probably in the right place. And then this horse, number 12, Say It With Roses. There was only a quarter of a length between them. And Say It With Roses has got scope to improve. And if you go and watch that race, Say It With Roses was never running 4 lengths off Life Lesson going through the final 400 meters. She's a full sister to Perfect Witness, who runs later on the card in the feature race in the War of Athena handicap. So she should improve over the trip. She should improve with the run under the belt, although the full sister won on debut. So I think that number 12, Say It With Roses, is going to step forward. If not winning, at least going very, very close. Obviously, the well-bred daughter of Ferrari, Caddy Zora, number 10 on the card out of Gorangosa. I'd expect this to tee her up for races to come, because Gorangosa was an accomplished horse over, not bad over 1,600 meters, but she was better over further. I'd put it like this. I think there's a lot of horses here who can't win, and I think there are horses here who are ready to win. So in the place Accumulator, 11 and 12 will be the 2 horses that I look at, with number 3, Regal Daughter, definitely bracketed with those.
That'll take us on to race number 4, which will be the opening leg of the Pick 6, due for 13.55. It's over 1,600 meters, and at the early time of recording, scratch numbers 1 and 2, and that should leave the door right open for the odds-on favourite, number 10.
Yeah, 10 Thunny Player is my top choice, Sheldon, but there are a few horses here that are on my radar. 11 Red Knot is definitely on my radar from draw 1, the way that she stays on. She was a bit flat last time, to be fair, at her second start, but her first run was actually out the top draw when you consider where she came from and how she finished behind Women of Fame. So I expect her to go well. I think this horse, number 3, Battle of Kursk, is so overdue. Pacifiers go on. Let's see if that makes a difference, but I don't think he's all that far away from winning, and you'll get a price on the day that he does. You know, the more that I look at this race, Sheldon, the more I think number 10, Thunny Player, will open up for Lorenzo Karim and Mano Pandaran. That's the new partnership that Mano has obviously got involved in. Sereno Mudley comes to town to take the ride. Jury's out, won again, and then ran a short head second at the Val on Thursday, so the form is looking reasonable, even from the first run behind Copper Mist. I think that's better than what you see in the page form line, that Copper Mist run. That's trained by Waisham Mowing. So I think number 10, Thunny Player, is the horse they need to beat in the opening leg of the Pick 6. Will I banker him? No. The 2 scratchings probably simplify the race a little bit. I'm putting number 3, Battle of Kursk, into the play, because I'm a believer that he's going to get the job done one of these days, the son of Lancaster Bomber. And Atarime, number 8 on the card. It might have been well beaten in the first 2 starts, but also came from a long way back. I think the step up in distance will help him. And then number 11, Red Knot, I'm definitely not leaving him out. So 10 from 11 for me, but 3 and 8 go into my Pick 6.
Right, let's move on to race number 5, which will be Jackpot 1, the carryover, which is your suggested bet for the day. And just having a look at the betting here, number 3 On the Horizon, 11 to 10. Number 2 Benika is 6 to 1, along with number 1 Cape Lights. Then we go out to 7 to 1 and better the rest of the field. Race number 5, On the Horizon, is 11 to 10 the right price?
No, definitely not, Sheldon, especially after George Handel didn't run a place at the Val on Thursday. Although I think George Handel may have got away with one when beating On the Horizon with 50 kilos and snuck up the inside and snared On the Horizon right at the end, I still think that's a very, very skinny price. And also, added to that, number 2, Bonica, has 3 kilos to play with for 2 lengths. Bonika's going to get very, very close to On the Horizon. There's a huge discrepancy in the market there, 6 to 1 and 11 to 10. They should not be that far apart. So three on the horizon, although going into my jackpot, that carryover expected to get to R1 million. She's no 11 to 10 shots in my book. And then also my top choice is number 1, Cape Lights, who goes over a mile, a distance that she's not missed the first 4 over. She was just touched off by Runway Bomb. She got penalised to the tune of 4 points last time, which I hate to see. Runway Bomb obviously turned that form around between September and November, but I've always thought that Cape Lights has got something minor in her, like a nice little minor feature race, like the Syringa Handicap or something like that, off a light weight, and that's over this distance. So number 1, Cape Lights, my top choice, back over the right distance, good draw. There's a lot in her favour, number 1, Cape Lights. So 1, 2, 3, and then number 6, Key Element. I'm very keen to see how that Give Me Another form works out, because Key Element obviously rated 98, Give Me Another rated 1,020 or something. The horse who ran just behind Key Element, My Soulmate, is now rated over 100 as well. So you could argue that retrospectively, number 6, Key Element, could come in well treated. So blinkers on for the first time, might be a bit of a test for her, but consider her in your bets. 1, 2, 3, 6, and 1, 2, 3, and 6 for me.
Then moving on to race number 6, this will be contested over 1,160 meters. Number 1, Dice. This is the red hot favorite, and boy oh boy is this fella climbing the ladder at a rate of knots, Alistair. Looking at the recent victories, absolutely breathtaking.
Sheldon, I believe that he is earmarked to come for the Cape Flying Championship at the end of the month on World Sports Betting Cape Med Day. Obviously, horses from Turffontein at the moment can't travel to Cape Town, but from Turffontein and from the Vaal they can. And obviously, Dice is based at the Vaal, so this might be the right type of race to set him up for a tilt at the Cape Flying Championship. We'll learn a lot through that Trippy Stakes on Lomaral King's Plate Day, because we've got Isi Vungu Vungu, Rio Quarari, and Thunderstruck in that race. No sign of Give Me a Prince on the day, unfortunately, so not sure where he's going to be out next. But the point is, Dice, I'm uneasy about this race, despite having no illusions that Dice is comfortably the best horse in the race. And this season, I can't tell you how much he's turned the corner. He's turned into a top-notch horse. His win in the Merchants on Betway Summer Cup Day was something that almost indescribable, the way that he put them to the sword. He's now rated 130. You can make up your own mind whether that's justified or not, but he gives so much weight away, and the old cliche is you can give away weight, but you can't give away starts and sprints. And he does tend to, he changed his running style last time and going off to the front, so maybe that's the office. Cabello Mazzaniani's 1 from 1 on Dice, so he knows how to get the most out of the son of William Longsword. But I'm just uneasy with the fact that he's got to give 11.5 kilos away to Mrs. Browning, and if you like Mrs. Browning, then you've got to give number 8 Cold Hard Stare a bit of a say as well. So I'm confident we'll survive the pick 6 and jackpot with the 3 horses, but I would like to be a bit more confident in number 1 Dice, especially knowing that the Cape Flying is his target and he might come in here just a shade underdone, but still an underdone Dice might still be good enough to win.
Really looking forward to race number 7, which is the War of Athena handicap listed. We all know how good War of Athena was, and the 1,800 meter trip currently has number 11 Vit Blitz at 2 to 1. Number 1 Perfect Witness 11 to 2, and then we go out to 6 to 1 and better the rest. Now number 1 Perfect Witness, Alistair, has reeled off the hat-trick. Will be looking for a 4-timer.
Yeah, what a mare she is. This race has been on her radar since the program came out. This is the old Jacaranda handicap, which used to, funnily enough, be run on Charity Mile Day, on Allard Steel Road on a Mission Mile Day. But now it's at the end of the year, and I actually quite like that, because it just kind of splits up these middle to long range fillies races. Gavin Arena takes her out. The draw's obviously not ideal, but what Perfect Witness is a trier. She puts her heart and soul into everything. She wins races that she probably shouldn't. She was generously treated by the handicapper, reeling off 3 wins off the same rating of 97, but then she stepped up to a 101 and won the Betway Summer Cup consolation race in exactly the same style. That's exactly what she's going to deliver every time. So don't leave her out. She's in the same place as she's always been. She's working well. She's doing nicely. When she runs a bad race, her blood level, her blood count, they call it your blood count, falls off a cliff, but her bloods apparently are good coming into this race. So if you like her, put her in, she'll run her race. But there's no way she's a banker. Number 2, Tulip Tree, lovely last run to Melek. She'll step forward with that run, third run after a rest. She's also got a bit of a poor draw, but she'll be dropped, and I'm sure that'll be the Pettigrew way. The Pettigrew yards come to hand very nicely. 7 and 8, Bonnet, lovely last run to Silver Sanctuary, and nearly won the Grade 1 World Sports Betting Cape Fillies Guineas, just touched off by Beach Bomb at the start of the month. And number 7, Bonetta, must be respected. I've got an inkling that number 8, Juliet Tango, is going to run nicely here, Sheldon. She might be at a nice little price, if not winning. Definite inclusion for trifectas and quartets in that run in the Syringa Handicap. Bonetta finished in front of Juliet Tango, but Juliet Tango is 1 kilo better off for 3 lengths. She ought to finish closer, and I also think the step up to 1800 meters will help Juliet Tango ever so slightly. 10 Let's Go now, very nice 3-year-old in the making. A lovely last run to Give Me Another. So if Key Element runs a good race earlier, then number 10 Let's Go now becomes interesting. And then number 11 Vitblitz. This is big step up. She's got a horrible draw. I must confess, I'm surprised to see Vitblitz at the top of the board, even though she's in my play, just because now even though she's disposed of the weaker opposition, made them look very, very ordinary, and Vitblitz looked very, very good in the process. She's gone from Fillies and Mares 74 level to an average rating of 94, so it's a massive step up the level. She might be capable. We'll learn a lot more about number 11 Vitblitz here.
Then moving along to the penultimate race of the day, race number 8, where number 8, Red Bomber. A number of the punters out there will be looking to go for Red Bomber in perhaps their doubles, trebles, and maybe a banker in the pick 6 or the jackpot. Currently at 2-1. Number 7, Back in Business, is 7-2. And then it's 4-1 About Funky Music. And then number 9, Turpits, at 5-1. Let's kick off with number 8, Red Bomber. Third run after the Reston Gelding. And of course has that lovely 2 draw.
Sheldon, I was I can't tell you how close I was to bankering number 8, Red Bomber. Short head, photo finish from bankering Red Bomber. Just thought better or worse of it by including number 5, Funky Music, on the back of that last run, the World Sports Betting Grand Heritage, when just getting shouldered at the end. Bilisando Mpoli takes her out for Paul Matchett. They had a winner at the Vaal on Thursday. But Red Bomber, I think, is actually a high-quality son of Lancaster Bomber. Touched off by Silver Hills. Silver Hills ran no sort of race. Where was it the other day in the race that Give Me Another one, that's now called the Mike de Kokipi-Tumbi Challenge. That's it. So perhaps don't read too much into that, because clearly something was amiss with Silver Hills. I believe Red Bomber just came into that race a shade underdone. If he was fit and firing on all cylinders, he probably runs down on Silver Hills despite giving her weight. Now Red Bomber gets a lot of weight from the field, gets weight from 3-year-olds as well, from fillies, from horses that are untried and unproven over this distance. Now that I'm actually talking about it, I think Red Bomber is the closest thing to a banker in the pick 6 and jackpot. I've just backed him up with number 5, Funky Music. It's basically just in case for a little bit of safety to help me sleep better at night.
And then ending off the meeting will be race number 9, where the current favourite, they have priced up number 1, Mo the Man, at 7-2. Number 3, Richard the First, is 11-2. And then number 8, Moolah Man, is at a price of 7-1 with Kotinos. Vix Princess 7-1, Bloomington 7-1, and then my value in the race is going to be Willow Express number 9. Once upon a time, let's just look at his rating. He was a 104, he's down to a 78, and I'm just hoping that this grey can show his true ability on the day, Alistair.
So, Sheldon, we read the race from the same hymn sheet, although I'm not going to go broke on number 9, Willow Express, because I'm very close to running out of patience. I don't know how many more chances I'm going to give him, but I'm still... He's in my good books for now. He tried 1,600 meters last time out, and that is just a touch over his best. Over 1,400 meters is a better horse, so here he is over 1,400. Chase Morjean is stuck with the son of Willow Magic, or perhaps Sean Terry stuck with Chase Morjean for the son of Willow Magic, out of a good draw with, as you say, a further rating drop. One of these days he's going to pop up, and I want to be on his side the day that he does. So number 9, Willow Express, a nice each way play. If he wins, I'll be very happy. If he runs into the first 3, I'll be very happy. But like I said, patience is starting to wear a little bit thin with the son of Willow Magic. more than half the field can win this race. Funny enough, I'm not mad about the favourite, number 1, Mo, the man with blinkers on. It's obviously there to help him travel in the race. He's got a good draw. If Funky Music does press Red Bomber a race earlier, like I think he might, then that will make me believe that number 1, Mo, the man can run well. So don't let him run loose in your pick 6 and your second jackpots, although I do put a few ahead of him in the pecking order. Number 2, Bloomington Mondial won a good race at the Vaal on Thursday, so that form looks good. 3, Richard the First, I think has got some ability. I was mildly encouraged with the last run to Unzen, but the draw puts me off with number 3, Richard the First. So I'm neither here nor there with him with his chances on this card. 7, Cotinos either wins or goes completely missing. That's the way he is. 8, Moolah Man, I think is probably underachieved a little bit. I think more was expected of him, and that's probably where the race stops for me. But the most interesting horse in this final race for me is number 9, Willow Express, and I'm going to back him. When I say back him up, I think number 2, Bloomington, also deserves a very strong mention in the finale.
There we go, Willow Express, a horse that is testing our patience, but hopefully will be justly rewarded coming towards the end of the year. Alistair, now you've elected to go with Jackpot 1 with the carryover. We're going to bring up that slide, and if you wouldn't mind just going through your numbers for all your fans out there.
I like to revolve my bet of the day around whatever carryovers on offer, just to give punters a good opportunity to catch the carrot that's in front of them. So the Jackpot 1 starts at 2:30 with race number 5. I like the Jackpot. I actually think, never mind the fact that I'm taking it big for reasons I've just stated, I actually think we've got a good chance here. So 1, 2, 3, and 6, Cape Lights Bonica on the horizon and key elements. By 1, Dice, 6, Mrs. Browning, and 8, Cold Hard Stare. Gone horses in the War of Athena Handicap, but I think the race lends itself to going a bit wide. So 1, Perfect Witness, 2, Tulip Tree, 7, Bonetta, 8, Juliet Tango, my value of the race, 10, Let's Go Now, and 11, Vitblitz, and the final leg, 5, Funky Music, and 8, Red Bomber, but I might readjust that come 25 past 2 and bank number 8, Red Bomber.
Well, Graham Hawkins also took Jackpot 1 at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. You'll be trying Jackpot 1 in Gauteng, so maybe both of you get it right on the day, and the punters will be absolutely smiling. Thanks very much, Alistair.
Thanks, Sheldon. Yeah, I'm tired of being one leg out, so hopefully it all goes according to plan, and both Graham and I can catch 2 jackpots on one day. That will be quite something.
There we go. There's all the information you need from Alistair Cohen, and now we'll leave it up to the racehorses to do it on the track for us.